Hi everyone, my name is Chloe and today I'm coming to you with a keep or unhaul video. Have been working all year on taking down my physical TBR and I'm doing pretty good, but there's a few books that I have on my shelves that I continually look at and just keep passing by. And so I thought I'd get on here and see if anybody has read them or knows anything about them and if they're worth keeping or if I should just unhaul them. So I've separated them into a couple different categories, so let's get started. The first is going to be just books that are 500 pages or more that just intimidate me because big books are intimidating to me. And so for some reason, pass these by. They're probably all great, but they're all so long that I have to get in the right headspace and I have to know that they're really worth it if I'm going to read this much. So the first is The Sunflower Forest by Tori Hayden. And part of the reason I've kept this is because you can see it's got the British pound on there. And I got this either when I was overseas at some point. And so it's I did way too much book shopping. Like it was silly how much book shopping I did when I was in a different country because then how do you get them all home? That's neither here nor there. But so this one's a little nostalgic because I remember buying it, but I still have not read it. And it's been, I think that was 2009, the last time I've been overseas. So it's been 10 years and I have not read it. So this is a YA about a girl who I guess her mother has some secrets and she tells stories about her childhood in Hungary and Germany and she just starts to figure out more about her mom than she knew. So I don't know. I don't love historical and it is huge. So this one is The Sunflower Forest by Tori Hayden. Keep it, unhaul it, I don't know. So you tell me. Next is Take a Look at Me Now by Anita Notaro. And this one is another one that clearly I got used. See, I get suckered on the cheap books and then I buy them and they sit on my shelf forever and I never read them. So this one actually sounds really interesting. It says, a split second when time stood still and our lives changed forever. For Lily Orman, that moment came one night when she heard a knock on her door and discovered that while she'd been smashing garlic and rosemary and watching the soaps, her sister had died. So she's just coming to terms with losing her only sibling and her best friend and becoming a mother overnight to her 3-year-old son. And then she starts to discover some secrets about her sister. So this one sounds intriguing. It's just so long. I'm not sure if it's worth reading or not. So if you've read this, let me know. And then last is Peachtree Road by Anne River Sidens. And the glare is terrible on this. But this one, you guys, I don't really know anything about it. But it is it is 800 pages. And so, yeah. This one I think might get unhauled just because 800 pages, you guys, unless this one is exceptionally good, I don't think I could see myself reading 800 pages. And it says it's a masterful tale of love, hate, and rebellion set in the elite world of class and wealth. It's an unforgettable story of the turbulent growth of a southern city and two people cursed by blood and birth. So again, it sounds kind of historical. I just don't know that I will get through this. So let me know if you've read this one. So those are my big books. Those are too big, too intimidating. Should I keep them? Should I not? Next is the books that I have either tried reading them or tried the author, and I'm just not sure. So Maeve Binchy, we have talked on this channel before about how I like Maeve Binchy quite a bit, but they're always 3-star and they can be very, very hit and miss. So these are the two I have left, The Copper Beech and Echoes. And I just kind of have a bad taste in my mouth about her because the last one I read was Quentin's and I really didn't like it. And so these two, first of all, they have the exact same spine. Let me turn them around. And so that's weird. But anyway, I just don't know if I will read these. So if you have read Copper Beech or Echo, let me know if they're worth keeping. Then last in that category is Ladies of the Lake by Haywood Smith. And this one I have read, our library has an abridged version on audio, so I've started it and I didn't realize it was abridged. and it was like just okay, even on the abridged version. I think it's about maybe 4 ladies or something. I think they're older. They all meet at the lake and kind of just have a girls' weekend. So I don't know if this one is worth reading or not. Like I said, was not super intrigued after listening to a little bit of the abridged version. So I don't know if I'll read this or not. Again, this one is one all of these I think I have to read physically. I can't get them on audio or any other format. Those are the only ones I have in that category, but hold on, I just thought of 2 more. Okay, so I thought of 2 more authors that I have read some of and not really enjoyed. So one of them is Lisa Kleypas. And now this one, I know this will probably be pretty dividing among my followers, but I read Mine Till Midnight lately and did not like it at all. These two, I think, are not historical. They're more contemporary. It's Sugar Daddy and Rain Shadow Road. So I have heard some people say that her contemporaries are way better than her historicals, but more people have said her historicals are way better than her contemporary. Now, you guys know I like contemporary better than historical, so should I keep these and try them? Should I not? You tell me. So then the other author is Lavrel Spencer. Again, I read one of her historicals, and then these two I think are not historical, but it's The Hellion and Small Town Girl. So if you've read any Lavrel Spencer, let me know if these two are worth reading, or if in general she's an author you really like. I've only read one of hers, and it was okay. So these are two that I'm just not sure about. Then the next category, let's see. This one kind of stands on its own. It is Beneath Copper Falls by Colleen Coble. And I talked about this in my last vlog because it is the 6th in a series. I think it's called Rock Harbor. Yep, it's a Rock Harbor series. And I started listening to it on audio and just decided I would enjoy it more if I had read the other books in the series. So because this is number 6 and this is the only one I have on my shelves, is it worth keeping? I can get the all 6 actually on audio through my library. So I could listen to the first 1 or 2 and see if the series is worth it. But then what? Am I going to buy the first 5 books just to have the completed series, or am I going to just hang on to this one? Like, what would you do? So I enjoyed what I listened to. I just thought it would be a lot easier to enjoy and understand if I already knew all the characters and knew all the connections, because there were quite a few characters, quite a few connections. So if you have read specifically this series, but just in general, book problems, what do you do if you only own one later in the series? Do you keep it and hope to eventually buy the other ones, or what do you do? So that one kind of stands on its own. And then these last 4 are all ones that have really low ratings on Goodreads. So Her by Harriet Lane. This is one I believe Nicole from Girly Girl Bookworm gave to me when she was doing an unhaul. She gave it to me. It is a mystery suspense thriller. It says an icicle sharp chiller, a small jewel of a suspense novel. 2 different women, 2 different worlds. On the face of it, Emma and Nina have very little in common. Isolated and exhausted by early motherhood, Emma finds her confidence and is fading fast. Nina is sophisticated and assured, a successful artist who seems to have it all under control. And yet, when the 2 women meet, they're irresistibly drawn to each other, etc., etc. So it's all about their friendship. I'm assuming it's going to be a little bit less than straightforward, but y'all, this has like a 2.5 rating or something on Goodreads. So if you have read this, let me know. It's really small, so if it's terrible, it's 259 pages, but so I don't know. It may be worth just giving a shot, but I don't know. Then this one's slightly better at like 3.2, 3.3, Smart versus Pretty by Valerie Frankel. And this one, it was blurbed by Candace Bushnell, the woman who wrote Sex and the City. And I just sometimes like these really brainless, like just rom-com, chick flick kind of books. But it's got such low ratings that I'm kind of intimidated to pick it up. Again, it's not very big. It is 288 pages, but I don't know. It might be right for a certain mood, but for it to get that low of ratings means something's probably super problematic or just boring. Then The Spy's Wife by Reginald Hill. I think this is just about a woman who finds out her husband is a spy, and so she's trying to work through that. It's a weird, almost like square book. It's just a weird kind of format. It feels weird in my hands. the font, like the pages are really white and the font is almost like it kind of feels like a textbooky type book. But I don't know. So I haven't been avoiding this for a while. So if you've read this, let me know. Then last, this one doesn't have that bad of ratings, but it was an Oprah's book club book, and it's called Jewel by Brett Lott. And I have a hard time normally with male authors writing female stories. And so, kind of let me explain that. This is supposedly about a mother and daughter. So this family has 5 kids. Their 5th kid is born with Down syndrome, and it's, I think, in the 40s. They live like on a farm or something, and this girl has Down syndrome. And so it says on the back, it doesn't even say she has Downs. It just does in Goodreads. So that's how I know. But this one says, let's see. In the story of a woman's devotion to the child who is both her burden and God's singular way of smiling on her, Brett Lott has created a mother-daughter relationship of matchless intensity and beauty, one of the finest, most indomitable heroines in contemporary American fiction. So, I don't know. For some reason, I always pass this book. I always turn it down and don't want to read it. And so it's, like I said, Oprah's book club. Maybe it's good. I don't know. I wouldn't imagine it would be too problematic because she's normally pretty good about filtering out that kind of stuff. But I don't know. For some reason, this just gives me a weird feeling. So those are all of my books that are potential unhauls. So if you have read any of them, let me know. If you specifically like an author, let me know. All of these, I hate unhauling books that I have not read, so I'm very easily swayed to keep them. So just let me know your thoughts, and that's it. Thank you for watching. We'll talk to you later.